Hey guys, today is the day that I've decided to start my Mosaic Crochet blanket. Kind of scared, super excited. Got all my yarn here, ready to go. I got my hook. The tutorial that I'm going to be following is yet again from MJ's Off the Hook Designs on YouTube. She also has a blog because I just love all her patterns and I find her very easy to watch and listen to and follow along with. So that is the blanket that I'm going to be making, and I will try to figure out how to link it below. I have yet to figure that out. Obviously, I'm very new to this, so please bear with me as I learn all the ins and outs of all that goes into creating and posting videos. Right now, I'm keeping it very basic. I don't even have a tripod. I'm sitting on my floor. So hopefully as time goes on, things will get better. But right now, we're keeping it simple and we're still gonna have fun with it. So I don't really have the capability right now of really showing you me working on the blanket, unfortunately. I'll have to figure that out, but eventually it'll happen. But for now, I figured I would just get started with a couple of rows and just see how that goes, and then I will check back in with you and let you know how easy it was or how hard it was, or if I'm frustrated with it, and or if I love it already. We'll see. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so it's a couple days later and I've finished several rows of my mosaic blanket, and I have a few thoughts. The first is that it's beautiful. So I'm just like blown away. Like, this is different than anything I've ever done. And it's just, honestly, I guess the word would be just satisfying to crochet, if that makes sense. Just to see the pattern just come together like this and create this design is just so fun. And it's hard to stop. But to be honest, it makes my head hurt a little bit because you have to pay attention so closely. And that would be the next thing I'm gonna say, is that it is super fun to work on, but it can be frustrating too. I actually had to pull out 2 rows of this the first night that I was working on it, because it's easy. It's an easy pattern because really all you need to know is how to do a single crochet in the back loop and how to do a drop down double crochet, and I mean that's about it. Mosaic crochet is worked using alternating colors. So I'm using the gray and then the colored yarn and then the gray and then the colored yarn, and you go by a chart, and basically you are just alternating between back loop single crochets and drop down double crochets in different ways in each row to form the pattern. I hope that made sense. But so it's easy, but you have to pay super close attention, because if you say you have 3 single crochets in the back loop and then a drop down, and then 1 single crochet in the back loop, then a drop down, and that's your pattern for that row, it's very easy to accidentally do 2 single crochets in the back loop instead of 3, or you know, just if you get off track just by 1 stitch, it's gonna mess up the whole entire design. I learned that out the hard way. So I had to pull out 2 rows of this, which was not fun because it does take quite a while to do 1 row. And I guess I should mention, I'm getting ahead of myself here, the pattern is called the Caribbean Coast Afghan Mosaic Blanket Pattern by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. I said that in the last clip, but I didn't mention the name of the pattern. So it's the Caribbean Coast Afghan. She does a baby size and an Afghan size. I'm doing the Afghan size with just a little bit of tweaking. She chained 162. You're supposed to work this pattern in multiples of 6, and so instead of doing 162, I did 150, mainly because I was seeing if maybe I could get away with not having to buy more yarn for this pattern. by taking off 12 stitches per row. I feel like that would save quite a bit of yarn by the end of this blanket. And so that's why I did that. And it's still, I mean, very long. So I think it's going to be just fine. Another cool thing about Mosaic Crochet is this is what the back looks like. So, I mean, honestly, it's kind of reversible. And here's a more up close look at the pattern on the front. I'm really liking the colors I chose. I do think I'm a little nervous about this green here. I hope that by the end of it, it really works well within the blanket. I wish it was more of just the blues and pinks and kind of left out that green, but I think it's going to be okay. Another thing I've learned is I think next time I try a Mosaic Crochet blanket or anything Mosaic Crochet, I'm going to go for more of a striping yarn. This is more of a, I'm not sure what you call it, maybe roving yarn? I'm not sure. But the colors just changed too quickly, I think. I think this would look better if each color lasted for a few more rows, if that makes sense. But I do like the way this looks, and I'm really excited to see how it looks once I get several more rows. So anyway, yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I've been a little bit too addicted, been staying up way too late working on stuff. I did a couple more rows on my Scrapgan blanket too. I felt like I was neglecting it, so I felt like I needed to work on that a little bit. So I did that last night. I also just wanted to show you that I made the first Easter egg that I was talking about in my first video. And this is my first time doing amigurumi. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It's, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a crocheter, you know what I'm talking about. But I've never worked with yarn this tiny or with a hook this tiny. And so it was a challenge, but fun. And so it was a good break between working on this to go into something more like this. I don't know, it was fun to try something new and use a type of yarn I've never used before. And definitely a learning curve on working with this tiny yarn and hook, but it's so cute. And right now I'm making, if I can grab it without knocking everything off. Okay. Here's the yarn. So I'm working now on a pink one with purple flecks. This one was mainly purple with a couple pink flecks. And then I'll be doing one that's the orangey color and the yellow, and then there's like, can't really tell, but like a bluish green, and then the like turquoise color. So I'm gonna do 6 in total. I think they're gonna be super cute, but I just wanted to share that with you. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna end the video there. I feel like it's long enough, and I will check back in once I've got quite a bit more done. And I'm trying to brainstorm some other video ideas, and so I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon.